Guys, Chucky Lozano has been linked to a lot of places across Europe over the last few weeks, but the next link is sure to get Mexican national team fans not just excited, but thinking in their memory banks a little bit to a prior time. That's because it's Manchester United. The Daily Mail reporting the Manchester United ready to pay up to £40 million for Chucky Lozano to get him out of Napoli. Herc, I'm going to start with you here. You have said before that Chucky needs a, quote, kick in the butt, and that you want to see him stick it out at Napoli. But surely, if Old Trafford's the other option, you got to go.
You have to go. I mean, there's no two ways about it. You go. Now, this same report that you're referencing also says that Napoli are looking for about $50 million. That's a lot for a player who hasn't played much, a player who is surplus in your rotation at the moment, a player that you've asked to play not his natural position, but as a second forward, and hasn't really produced. A handful of games really where he started, maybe 2 or 3 goals, a few assists. Not exactly screaming 50 million euros if I'm Manchester United. But here's the thing. Javier Hernandez, before he gets to Manchester United, was a nobody in world sports. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody ever heard of him unless you were a Mexican soccer fan. Certainly people out across the pond had never heard of him. I'm sure Craig was there. He could tell us about how much of a surprise it was when he got there. But when he got there, they realized something. Hold on a second. Maybe he can help us out on the field. And what's this? Look at this huge bump off the field. Marketing-wise, it was a circus. It was a bonanza. It was very productive. Chucky Lozano has that factor going for him if and when this does happen.
Craig, forget the off-the-field stuff, on the field. Manchester United is in a famous need of a rebuild right now. Not for the club they are, but for the club they would pretend to be. Is Chucky Lozano at that level?
Did you say Mexican national team fans would be excited about this, potentially? Are they excited about seeing their players sit on the bench? Because that's what would happen. It's happening for them at Napoli. And why the hell would Man United go out and spend 40 to 50 million on a player who can't get a regular game in Serie A? Last time I looked, when this league shut down, they were 37 points off the top of the table. Do you think that's a sell to their fans, going out and spending a chunk of their transfer fee on a player who's already not getting a game for a side at a, 7th or something in Serie A before they shut down? So, Chucky Lozano has got a lot to offer for some clubs. But I think if you're Man United, right, and you're trying to chase down Liverpool and Man City, which they are big time, then I'm afraid they're going to have to spend their money a lot wiser than somebody like that. So I see this as a no-go, unless, of course, it was a much lower fee and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saw Lozano as a player that could come in and do a job off the bench, start sometimes, not start other times. I think that could work, but only at a fee, a small slice of what maybe Napoli are looking for. At 40 million plus, this doesn't work for me.
Are you telling me doesn't scream post-pandemic bargain to you? About 50 million euros? It's insane. I don't know where they're getting this number from. I don't know. But if you're Chucky Lozano and this is a possibility, you have to do it.
Craig, let's look at it from Chucky's possibility. Herc says you have to do it. If I've heard anybody criticize Manchester United over the last few years, it's been you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ed Woodward, whoever, you name it. If you're a player, is that a good place to go right now?
Well, I'll put it another way. There's a lot worse places to go. But, ultimately, Manchester United will always be a draw, right? They're along with Real Madrid and Barcelona, globally, one of the biggest commodities out there. There's not a shadow of a doubt about that. They're a juggernaut, but they're not the attractive juggernaut that they were in the heyday of Sir Alex Ferguson. So it's a tougher sell for a lot of players. That being said, Herculez Lozano is not in a place where I think you need to sell Manchester United to him, because that would be a dream move for most players, particularly one of his standard. We're not talking about Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi here. We're not trying to twist the arm of a guy to come to your club. That would be a great move for him. I'm just not sure this is in the making. But if you get a chance to go there, yeah, you've absolutely got to take it. Unless you're somebody like a Jadon Sancho or a Harry Kane, 2 other players that have been mentioned with Manchester United, who will clearly, Erling Haaland, who clearly had other and possibly better options. And I think that's where Manchester United are at the moment, is they're a very, very good club, but they're not quite the attractive draw for the top players that they once were. Unfortunately, Sebi, Chucky Lozano is not a top player. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on the bench for Napoli.
Careful. You're breaking Sebi's heart.
Herc, if he were to go, would you be as pessimistic as Craig about Chucky's chances to break into United's team?
I mean, you have to be, right? On paper, you look at what he's not played in Serie A and where Napoli is and his situation and, if you will, the rust of not actually being in rhythm and form and playing. But the rest of the world is like that right now as well. So maybe a fresh start is what he needs. And who knows? Maybe this is the type of brand of football that actually suits him. In a team that could be vertical, in a team that could explode his pace, expose his pace. It could be a good situation for him, but you just never know. And Chucky Lozano, he did very well in Holland. But the Dutch league isn't necessarily a league that's physical, that's known for defending tactics or anything like that. I think he's gotten a huge wake-up call in Serie A. So jumping up a level, because it is a higher level to Premier League, it's a toss-up. I really don't know how you do.
All right, then. Chucky Lozano, 24 years old. Sounds like he's desperate to get out of Napoli. We'll see if Manchester United is his final destination.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.